Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is mold your new reality. Do you remember that song from Rush, Closer to the Heart, which was a fantastic song, maybe back in the, I don't know, 80s, maybe 70s? There's a line in there about the men who hold high places will be the ones to start to mold a new reality closer to the heart. Yeah, well, that's a very poetic gesture, and certainly the men who hold high places, they will make changes to the world, but those changes may or may not be that helpful for you as a man trying to be happier. And I prefer to not wait for someone else to mold my new reality. I prefer to mold mine. And I think you would find that the the more you get busy on trying to improve your life, the happier you're going to be in the long run. And it may strike that it will take enormous effort and energy on your part in order to mold your new reality to something that you can be proud of, something you can be happy with, and something that you can spend the rest of your life enjoying. Because right now, you're probably not enjoying your life. You probably have all kinds of problems, all kinds of frustrations, and you have a mediocre life, and you may be living in utter misery, like I was. At one point in my life, I was a verbally abused man. I had no control over almost every aspect of my life. Uh, I spent years living this way, and kind of hoping that something would change, that somehow, my wife would kind of get back to being a nice lady like she was when I met her in the early years of our marriage. And it was just a fool's game. I was kind of waiting for her to mold a better life for me, and it just wasn't going to happen. It got worse instead of better. The verbal abuse escalated, and there'd be cycles up and down. Parts sometimes of the year were worse than others. Christmas time, she'd be under enormous stress, and that was worse. Uh, but there would be other times, and even when the times were good, I had to walk on eggshells, trying to, hope something wouldn't, set her off and create a really tough situation for myself. And, in effect, I was just a totally beat down man at that time in my life. And, uh, I don't, I'm not that way anymore. Everything is kind of going my way. I'm a happier man. I have a great career. I have a lot of friends. And I have a lot of fun with other ladies, and uh, everything is just kind of turned around. But I had to mold my reality by making enormous changes, and those changes, they were not easy. It is not easy to leave a wife. It is even harder to leave a verbally abusive wife because she's got you under her thumb. Let's be honest, a man who is being verbally abused isn't going to be together with its strong man. And I know that. And that's why I wrote the book, Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man, with the 3-step system, available on the allhappierman.com website. There's some, down below, there's some, information on how to get to that website. But and I wrote that book to help a guy like me who doesn't know which way to turn, right? So I am suggesting to you, as a verbally abused man, that if you want a new reality, if you want to become a happier man, if you want to get out of the bad situation you're in, you're going to have to take control of your life. You're going to have to make radical changes in your life to make it better. And that may include leaving your wife. And once you leave your wife, your life is going to be turned totally upside down, and it's going to take you years to recover financially if you ever do. It's been many, many years since I left my wife, and I am recovering, but I'm making the best of my life now. I have molded a new reality. I'm having the best time of my life. The last 10 years, in fact, have been by far the best time of my life. My 50s have been the time I've enjoyed the most. Not my teenage years, not my 20s, 30s, or 40s, my 50s. I did have some great times in my 20s, but the 30s and most of my 40s were not that great. The 30s were tough, and the early 40s were just utter misery for me. But I decided that I mattered. I left my verbally abusive wife in the year 2007. It's now 2024. And, since my life is worth it, whatever time it takes to mold your new reality, you take it. You take the time necessary. And it's going to take time, and it's going to take energy, and it's going to take persistence, and you may take a couple steps forward and a couple steps back and a couple steps sideways, and things aren't going to work out perfectly every move you make. But if you persistently move forward, you will have a great life. You put it in your mind that you're going to have a great life. I am going to be a happier man. I'm going to find ways to enjoy my life. I'm going to keep driving and trying to make my life something that I want. Right? I'm molding my reality. I'm molding my life. I'm not waiting for my wife to somehow get nice to me again. I'm not waiting her to be low maintenance. I'm not waiting her to sweeten up and be nice. I'm gonna have to leave her. I'm gonna have to try to find somebody new or others new to try and enjoy my life again. So give that idea some thought, all for now.